Again with Newcastle over at Qarabag, a huge win for the Geordies on the road. We're just going to show you all of them, guys. The first half was absolutely one-way traffic, and Anthony Gordon was the one that kicked off the scoring.
Yeah, I mean, he's on fire in the Champions League. There's no doubt about that. We're saying if you can get this form in the Premier League, you've got a star man in your hands. We talked about him playing as a number 9 as well. It's a brilliant run off the defender. Fantastic pass by Dan Burn. And again, set plays tonight was really important as well. Chow peels off to the back. A brilliant delivery from Trippier, and they're 2-0 up.
I mean, this was 5-0 in the first half. It could have easily been 8 or 9. I mean, we're being that start. Just endless amounts of mistakes from the Qarabag defenders. And Anthony Gordon goes and gets his hat-trick.
Yep. He get another one as well, so making it 10 goals in 9 matches, Shay.
Brilliant from Anthony Gordon. Again, you know, the keeper brings him down and it's a stonewall penalty. But if you look at the defending before that, Laura, the way they're playing at the back, they're actually nearly assisting Newcastle with the goals. They're so bad from a defensive side of things. But taking nothing away from Anthony Gordon, 2 brilliant penalties there, and that's 4 goals for him. You know, 10 goals now. He's out in front of the great Alan Shearer in Champions League goals.
There we go. This is the second half, and we mentioned that Qarabag looked much improved, Macca.
Yeah, and that was a good move, actually, and finished off by Jaffa Guliev. I mean, Nick Pope probably should have saved it, but you know what? You'll forgive him that one. He hardly touched the ball all night, so you let him have it, and there, wrapping it up, a Jacob Murphy deflected goal.
Look, Anthony Gordon getting man of the match. Only Mbappe scored more in the Champions League than he has so far this season. Picking that up, getting the match ball as well for a hat-trick, 4 in the end for Anthony Gordon. And look, doesn't matter who that's against, that will do his confidence, as if he needed it, the world of good, Shay.
Yeah, you remember this night forever, won't he? You know, scoring 4 goals away in the Champions League. It's a special night for Anthony Gordon. And again, I suppose the next thing is, mine's on Saturday night away to Manchester City. It's a totally different game. You imagine the mindset and the journey that the lads mentioned in commentary.
Yeah.
2,500 miles back now. I think they're jumping on the plane in the next hour to get back to Newcastle. And again, it's all about recovery. But again, you're flying back in that journey in a really good mood and a good feeling.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought they'd have a really hard game today. It was so easy for them. And he did make 5 substitutions. I was surprised someone like Tonali didn't go off and give him a little bit of a rest, but still, they haven't exerted that much pressure. If anything, it's going to be the journey rather than what they did on the pitch. And
also, 3 wins on the road for Newcastle.
Yeah.
So from a team where we're talking about Eddie Howe feeling a little bit under pressure, they turned this around.
Well, that's right. I mean, before that was, I think, 2 wins away from home all season in the Premier League, which was really poor. For a team that wants to get back into this amazing competition, there's no chance of getting back in the Premier League. So again, 3 wins now in the bounce is a brilliant confidence booster, Laura, if nothing else. And they're scoring goals as well. 3 at Villa Park's not easy at the weekend as well. 6 tonight. So 2 against Tottenham the week before. So, you know, from a goal scoring point of view, the highs of the positivity around the squad now will be really good.
Macca, how do you think Eddie should approach the game at St James's Park?
Well, he'll have to play the majority of players because he'll have to give it the respect he deserves. But you know, you can make 5, 6 changes, can't you? You can play some of the kids. With all respect to Qarabag, they're not going to go to St James's Park and turn this result round. This game is done and dusted. If anything, Newcastle with their second string should go and beat Qarabag at St James's Park with the atmosphere, because the atmosphere, will still be a full house and the Geordie boys will still be supporting the team like they always do. So it'll be quite raucous. So I'd go there and give the likes of, you know, Sean Neve his full debut, and who else on the bench? Leo Shaw is on the bench today. You give a lot of them a go. Asula will play, the Murphys will play, Ramsey will play, and you can rest who you need to, because with all respect, this game is done and dusted. So if Tonali needs a break, fine. You know, if Dan Burn needs a break, fine. You can do whatever you want next week. Yeah.
What about the likes of Joe Linton as well, getting, and hopefully Visser maybe coming back into it too?
Yeah, because Guimaraes is out for a long time now. He's a long-term injury, so Joe Linton is a real positive coming back on the pitch tonight. You'd imagine he'd be pushing for a start on Saturday. But again, going back to what Macca said about next week's game, you know, the game's done in my opinion as well, 6-1 up. Yeah. It's a perfect one to get Joe back up to match fitness as well and get him playing again. But yeah, you would like to see, you know, the likes of Sean Neve maybe get more of a start, but then Eddie's got to balance the squad as well. I know Steve Harper, the head of the academy, will be hoping some of the younger players get an opportunity next week. But again, until the job's done, there's always jeopardy, there's always doubt, I suppose. But there's very little doubt, I think, going to St James's Park with a 6-1 advantage.
Can I ask, from the perspective of the players and Eddie Howe, a game like this where really in the first half it was so easy for them almost to play, how much do you learn from a game like this?
Well, not much, because I think it's probably it took us by surprise. We didn't expect, I think it's taken everybody by surprise, Qarabag to be so bad. You know, Eddie was quite complimentary about them to Jules Breach in his interview pre-game, saying how fast they are and how they'll do this and how we'll attack minders, but it was completely the opposite. It probably took him by surprise. But you know what? When you're 5-0 up, how amazing is that? So they probably have... Amazing is that? So they probably haven't learned a lot. He's probably just thrilled to bits that he can now not worry about the next leg. Of course, he has to show it the respect. We keep saying that. But he's got such an easy decision now in the next leg. You know, they're through. You know, they won't collapse. This won't collapse. So they'll be able to pick and choose and navigate now. He'll be able to think, right, that game's fine. We've got Manchester City. Who have we got now after Qarabag? And he'll be able to prepare now with this game in mind, because it's effectively over.
Do you keep Baltamada in the 10? Do you keep Anthony Gordon through the middle?
I think it looked good, actually. It really did. That's what I said at the start of when the team sheet came out tonight. I thought he's gone really strong. He wants to get a head start going back to St James's Park. And when I seen Barnes, Elanga, of course, Baltamada as a 10 and Gordon out and out number 9, I think I like Gordon as a 9. I really do. You know, I think he's the quickest player in the Champions League. It's very difficult to defend against. If you can get the through balls, and Baltamada's link-up play is really good. And as I said before the game, Baltamada can do his leg up, but I think I'd like to see him get into the box as well and create a few goals. I think he had a couple of chances himself tonight as well. I think a header he got too much on, didn't he? And a few half chances himself.
I mean, what you would say is Anthony Gordon will want to play against Qarabag now, because if he's got 10 in 9, he could get another hat-trick next week against these. And that's what, selfishly, they'll be thinking, we could break records here. So, you know, they'll want to play because it's such an inviting place to play, isn't it, St James's Park?
Is Eddie also wanting to see this team together getting more minutes as they are ahead of the bigger matches like the Cities?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the balance now. You know, Marcus says it's recovery now. It's about getting themselves back tonight. It's just, what, a 7-hour flight back to Newcastle, a huge time difference. And again, you'd imagine that'll be a couple of days to recover from that. Yeah. And then on Friday, they've got to get on the bus again, or maybe the flight down to Manchester. In a hotel again, and you're going to one of the toughest grounds in the Premier League. You know, that Man City, they've been there a couple of weeks ago and got turned over in the semi-final of the League Cup. So, again, but I do like this attack, and I think at the semi-final a couple of weeks ago, they were very defensive. Sorry, went on the front foot. I think they've got to be a bit more clever, a bit more defensive on Saturday night, but hit them on the break with the likes of Gordon, Elanga and Barnes.
It's going to be incredibly difficult for the weekend now, isn't it? Of course it is. You know, they get back Thursday. I mean, they'll do very little Friday because, of course, and then they're off travelling again. So it's going to be really difficult how he organises his team for Saturday and what team he chooses.
Yeah. Another thing, sorry, the City have had the whole week to prepare.
Yeah, to prepare.
They've, you know, Pep's had the week off. They're back in the title race as well, so it's a big game for them as well.
Yeah, but Shay, you know that Newcastle's 7 hours away from most places.
It is, yeah.
even in England.
When I played, we went in the bus. Now they're going in private planes and stuff, so it's a different story.
The game's moved on about 30 years, isn't it? Look, how will they be feeling about those big matchups like the City game? And I know that you're saying like, they get a bit more rest, but where do you feel like they are in terms of their season and their abilities?
Well, they've played Manchester City a couple of times this year, haven't they? Manchester City have beaten them quite comfortably. And this now, with the Qarabag game, with the journey that we keep alluding to, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to go to the Etihad and play. Manchester City rested a number of players in the FA Cup against Salford at the weekend. So if anything, you know, they are raring to go. This is a very tough game to go to City and try and get a result. So, you know, the main thing tonight, the objective tonight is getting through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. Yeah. You know, they've nigh undone that in one game. That's the most important thing. Saturday will take care of itself. You just saw their lovely pictures of the Newcastle fans going and clapping the players clapping the fans. And I suppose really we were speaking before the match kicked off about the unity within this team and Eddie Howe and how he's feeling at the moment. He's catching up with Jules Breach now, in fact, so why don't we get some reaction with him?
Eddie, what a result and what a performance. Are you surprised at just how dominant you were able to be?
I paid tribute to the team today. I thought we were really, really good in that first half. That's as good as we've played in a long time. I thought we were really good on our press. The attitude of the players to regain the ball high was brilliant. A lot of good counter-attacks from that, and also some really good passages of incisive, progressive football, which is the team that we want to be. So I thought we were really good, and a tribute to our players, really. When you go 2, 3, 4, 5-0 up in the first half, how easy could it have been to be complacent? Well, we obviously wanted to keep the momentum in the second half. The game changed. They played a lot lower on the pitch and made it more difficult for us. took us a little period of the game to adjust to that, and then I thought we were good again towards the end. So overall, it's just a great day for us. We know the tie's not dead or over, but we've put ourselves in a great position.
Do you not feel it is at 6-1?
Well, no, I just think we've got to be professional in every moment. We know how football can change. I mean, we've just seen that we've won 3 games in the blink of an eye, and the feeling's very different. We respect every opponent, and we have to be very good in the next game.
4 goals for Anthony Gordon, and he looked like he wanted more as well. What does that say about his attitude?
Yeah, he was really, really good in that first half. I mean, I think he started the press. A number of his goals came from his attitude off the ball. Really pleased with his first goal as well, because that was a key moment. It was a really good finish. He could have had more, but a very good display.
Like what you're seeing from Voltemada in that deeper role?
Yeah, I thought Nick was really good today. Again, I thought off the ball, excellent tactically, really understood what was asked of him, but very reliable in possession. I don't think he gave a ball away. I thought he was very good in some awkward situations. He also got that creative flair that we need in that position on the pitch, so he can be really pleased with his day.
And a debut for Sean Neve for Newcastle in the Champions League as well. What a moment for him.
Yeah, great moment. I think Sean's deserved it. He's been with us for a while now, and he's trained with us every day. His attitude is exemplary. He's a really humble lad, wants to do very well. He's also talented, and you could see when he came on, he almost got a goal. Yeah, really pleased for him and his family.
It's the only disappointment to not keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, we're disappointed with that. Second half, we obviously wanted to defend with discipline and defend well. I'm not sure what happened with the goal. Initially thought it was offside, of course, but yeah, the goal was given.
You're getting closer to the end of this crazy run of 7 away games in 8 matches and ending it on a high by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looks like with the run of away games, we've worked out how to play away. No, it's been a really good return the last 3 games. I think we've had really tough games, navigated them really well, and I think we've shown that we're a good team. So really happy with where we're at the moment.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
OK, there we go. Obviously really pleased. Look, we made a little bit at half-time, didn't we, about Anthony Gordon and Kieran Trippier having a little bit of a disagreement over the penalty. They then cuddled it out, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they kissed and made up at half-time. No, look, sometimes you fall out on the pitch. With me and Macca, we've both done it. We've been on the pitch, we've had a go at each other or whatever. But at the end of the day, when the dust settles, you see the nice picture in the end, hugging each other or congratulating each other on a great performance. And that's, I don't mind falling out on the pitch. It's how you react to that.
And he's the captain, Shay, as well, isn't he?
He shows it hurts. He hurts as well. You're 4 or 5 up at the stage and you're still having a go at people. You need that leadership in the dressing room as well.